If you remember me, then I don't care if everyone else forgets. Everything passes. Nobody gets anything for keeps. And that's how we've got to live. Please think of me like an endangered species and just observe me quietly from far away. If you try to talk to me or touch me casually, I may get intimidated and bite you. So please be careful. I collect records and cats. I don't have any cats right now. But if I'm taking a walk and I see the cat, I'm happy. I'm kind of a big kettle. It takes time to get boiled, but then I'm always hot. It's true that at the time I was fond of Kurt Vonnegut and Richard Brautigan, and it was from them that I learned about this kind of simple, swift-paced style. But the main reason for the style of my first novel is that I simply did not have the time to write sustained prose. There's no such thing as perfect writing, just like there's no such thing as perfect despair. You are 27 or 28, right? It is very tough to live at that age, when nothing is sure. I have sympathy with you. I'm not intelligent. I'm not arrogant. I'm just like the people who read my books. I used to have a jazz club, and I made the cocktails and I made the sandwiches. I didn't want to become a writer, it just happened. I was enjoying myself writing, because I don't know what's going to happen when I take a ride around that corner. You don't know at all what you're going to find there. That can be thrilling when you read a book, especially when you're a kid and you're reading stories. My father belongs to the generation that fought the war in the 1940s. When I was a kid, my father told me stories, not so many, but it meant a lot to me. I wanted to know what happened then, to my father's generation. It's a kind of inheritance, the memory of it. Every day I go to my study and sit at my desk and put the computer on. At that moment, I have to open the door. It's a big, heavy door. You have to go into the other room. Metaphorically, of course. And you have to come back to this side of the room. And you have to shut the door. I began running on an everyday basis after I became a writer. As being a writer requires sitting at a desk for hours a day, without getting some exercise you'd quickly get out of shape and gain weight, I figured. I started writing at the kitchen table after midnight. It took 10 months to finish that first book. I sent it to a publisher and I got some kind of prize. So it was like a dream. I was surprised to find it happening. If you keep on writing for 3 years, every day, you should be strong. Of course, you have to be strong mentally, also. But in the first place, you have to be strong physically. That is a very important thing. Physically and mentally you have to be strong. Writing is fun. At least mostly. I write for 4 hours every day. After that I go running. As a rule, 10 kilometers 6.2 miles. That's easy to manage. As a novelist, you could say that I am dreaming while I am awake, and every day I can't continue with yesterday's dream. Because it is a dream, there are so many contradictions and I have to adjust them to make the story work. But, in principle, the original dream does not change. Most young people were getting jobs in big companies, becoming company men. I wanted to be individual. Among the many values in life, I appreciate freedom most. For me, writing a novel is like having a dream. Writing a novel lets me intentionally dream while I'm still awake. I can't continue yesterday's dream today, something you can't normally do in everyday life. It's physical. If you keep on writing for 3 years, every day, you should be strong. Of course you have to be strong mentally, also. But in the first place you have to be strong physically. That is a very important thing. Physically and mentally you have to be strong. When I am writing, I do not distinguish between the natural and supernatural. Everything seems real. That is my world, you could say. As long as possible, I would really like to complete 1 marathon per year. Though my time has been slowing down as I get older, it has become a very important part of my life. Most people dream the dream when they are asleep. But to be a writer, you have to dream while you are awake, intentionally. So I get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and I sit at my desk and what I do is just dream. After 3 or 4 hours, that's enough. In the afternoon, I run. The next day, the dream will continue. I had my jazz club and I had enough money. So I didn't have to write for my living. I have always liked running, so it wasn't particularly difficult to make it a habit. All you need is a pair of running shoes and you can do it anywhere. It does not require anybody to do it with, and so I found the sport perfectly fits me as a person who tends to be independent and individualistic. I think history is collective memories. In writing, time using my own memory, and I'm using my collective memory. I've run the Boston Marathon 6 times before. I think the best aspects of the marathon are the beautiful changes of the scenery along the route and the warmth of the people's support. I feel happier every time I enter this marathon. I could have been a cult writer if I'd kept writing surrealistic novels. But I wanted to break into the mainstream, so I had to prove that I could write a realistic book. In Japan, the writers have made up a literary community, a circle, a society. I think 90% of Japan's writers live in Tokyo. Naturally, they make a community. There are groups and customs, and so they are tied up in a way